Hey, I'm Jay from Team 125 Overland, and today we're going to talk about some tips and tricks to make camping with your dog, your best buddy, a little bit easier. All right, I have 3 dogs, and some would say that's an insane amount of dogs, but I absolutely love dogs. So I always say you can never have enough dogs, but 3 is definitely pushing it. So I love my dogs. And I can't leave my dogs at home because I don't really have anybody to watch them. And moreover, my dogs are part of my family. I can't imagine going camping or on vacation without them. They just have too much fun. I love taking them swimming. They absolutely love swimming so much. They have a great time. They love camping. They love sleeping outdoors. They love cuddling with us. And they especially love all the amount of sticks that are out there. I think if I left them at home, they would just be devastated. And I'll be honest with you, I'd be pretty sad not to have them with me too. They make my camping trip a lot better. Ethan would beg to differ. So for the first tip, always make sure they have their collars on. When you put the collar on, make sure it actually has their name, your address, and also your phone number so they can actually call you in case your dog gets lost. Now, my 3 dogs right now are fantastic, but I did have a girl dog who was very old, and she was Satan. She was Satan, God bless her. Kit, I love you. You were Satan though. And she was a horrible dog. No matter how much you spent working with her, she was just terrible. And she would always run away until the day she was almost dead at 16, she still would run away. We lost her one time in the woods, and I was completely convinced I would never see my dog again. It was done. I really missed her. I was like, I will never see her again. We had to go. We searched for hours and hours and hours with no luck. And just so happens, as we were pulling out of camp, I got a phone call from somebody saying, hey, listen, I just found your dog scared in a ditch. And there she was, and I got her back. So it's one of those things that really have always helped me. I did lose my dogs years ago, maybe 20 years ago, and I didn't have collars on them, and just so happens by luck I was able to find them after about 2 weeks. Since then, I've never let my dogs on my site without their collars. This is a lifesaver. The second thing I want you to make sure is I always keep your dog's shots up to date, especially Lyme disease. They get bit with a tick, they can get Lyme disease, and that can actually be really hurtful for your dog. One tip I have for you is you can bring actual tick spray. I'm gonna put in a link down below for some tick spray on Amazon, but you can spray them as soon as they get to camp. It's safe for dogs, get it really good in their fur, and it'll try to keep the ticks off them. It's really useful. Now, one big tip I realized after years of camping with dog is have them wear a solid, good harness. This one is a RABBITGOO. Bought it on Amazon. I'm gonna put the link in the description. It was a little more pricey, but it's sturdy and it's not gonna rip. Additionally too, it has a handle on the back in case you need to pull your dog up in a very tall truck like I have. The thing I like about this one the most, it has a lot of little attachment points where you can clip on things. They're made of metal, and it's an excellent harness and comfortable overall. My dogs wore these harnesses in the last trip going up north for about 4 days. Very, very, very comfortable. They dry up super quickly. And like I said, machine washable. Always have a good harness in place. Another really good tip is keep a light on your dog. So here I have these little Nites, and they're made by, little lights, they're made by Nite. Okay? They light up. You may not be able to see it there too much, but they light up, and they light up really well. And they also have a strobe effect that you can actually work, and it flips on and off. What these are good for is your dogs at night. You're outside in the woods, it's pitch black, you can't see anything. You don't know where your dogs are. These light up for about at least a good 12 to 24 hours on their batteries. That way you can see your dogs and keep an eye on them at all times. These are waterproof, but I also keep extra batteries in my bag for them. The batteries are really super cheap. And you can even put a different light on for each dog so you know which dog is which. Another great tip is keep a water dish handy. Your dogs are going to be in and outside of your truck or your vehicle, whatever the case may be. In and out, they're going to be thirsty. If you plan on going hiking, they're going to get thirsty. If it's a hot day and you're away from your normal campsite or whatever the case may be, or you're off wheeling or whatever and exploring, they're going to get thirsty. Having water without a water dish is going to be really good for your dog. Your dog doesn't want to drink out of a water bottle like you do. They want a water dish. So you can carry a full-size water dish with you, but I think this one's pretty great. This one I got on Amazon, and it's a collapsible water dish. The thing I like about them is they're really super durable, they're pretty cheap, and once again, they have these little D-rings on there, so if they're wearing a harness, the dogs can carry their own goddamn dish, okay? So it's just a really nice thing to have around, especially even just going on for a walk. You walk up to the store with your dog, you get some water, they have a little dish attached, you just keep filling it up, they stay hydrated, they're happy puppers. So, more talking about water, your dogs are gonna need a lot of water. Puppers gotta stay hydrated, okay? So make sure you bring more than enough water for them. Now in my truck, I have a huge water tank underneath, but I don't use that just for them. But this is just for my dogs. If you're an Overlander, I'm sure you're probably familiar with this. This is a SPECTRE water can. It's a military water can. I got this one in black, works great. Before I go camping, I fill this up with water, and obviously it holds 5 gallons. And this actually goes on the back of my truck on my Wilco tire gauge. They actually go through about 5 gallons of water a day between the 3 of the dogs. And that kind of makes sense. It's a hot day. They have their fur coats on. So you want to bring a lot of excess water depending on how many dogs you have. I'm gonna talk a little bit of how you can actually bring their dog food. It's really inconvenient to bring a bag of dog food on the way. You may not want to use wet food either. Opening up a can creates more trash. So what's a good way to carry your dog's food? Use this. This is a cereal bowl Tupperware thing from Rubbermaid. I bought this at Myers. It was like 10 bucks. And what I like about this is it's got this thing on here and I just pour it in there right in their dog dish. Now, as far as their water dishes go, if you have multiple dogs like I do, you want some dishes that fit into each other. Right? That way that's going to save you some actual room. Personally, I don't bring plastic, I bring steel. They're a little more durable, they're a little easier to clean, and they work. And like I said, I think I have like 4 of these that all stack into each other. I bought them in bulk. They're pretty inexpensive. So now, if you're like me, and you like taking your dog swimming, and I love taking my dog swimming, you got to think about your dogs and protecting your actual vehicle as well. My 4Runner's a 2017. It's got leather, which is nice because, you know, it doesn't make for the seat wetting. I wipe it off with a towel. But still, the last beach trip was a debacle. You want to make sure you still protect your vehicle to make sure your vehicle remains safe. So remember, if they're playing at the beach, it's going to be sandy, or they're going to be muddy, or they're going to be gross. Bring an old blanket. This is a military wool blanket. It works great. It absorbs a lot of moisture, keeps the things protected, and it's pretty thick. And this will actually help keep your car in decent shape. Not only that, if your puppers get cold, it'll keep them warm. You can lay it down for them or use it as a dog blanket. And this doubles as a great ground blanket too. These are super durable, military wool blankets. Highly recommend. And one final tip is always bring some rope that's packed away in your truck. Now, I didn't bring this in for this video, but rope's always in my truck. Why? Well, what if you're at an RV park and you have a rambunctious dog like my puppy, my German Shepherd, who wants to run around and say hi to absolutely everyone? Not everyone appreciates that. And I'll be honest with you, not everyone thinks the German Shepherd's all that furry and fuzzy. Sometimes they're a little bit intimidated and they worry about dogs biting. Well, your dog may not intend to bite anybody, but people get scared and people carry guns. And the idea of my dog getting shot is mortifying to me. So if you are stuck in a park where you need to tie up your dog or whatever the case may be, it's better to have it and not need it as opposed to needing it and not having it. The final tip is to give your dogs a bath as soon as they get home. I made this mistake one year and waited a couple days and my house was infested with ticks for about a week. Always give them a bath as soon as they get home, preferably with a tick shampoo. Not only will it get puppers clean and make them smell really nice and make them super happy and they'll be jumping all around the house, but also too, it's a really good way to inspect them to see if they've got any insects, ticks, cuts, scratches, bruises, whatever the case may be on them. It gives them a thorough inspection. You'll be able to get those ticks off before it gets bad, and you'll make them a lot happier. So maybe these tips will help you out. It's a couple hacks to help your dogs do a little bit better out in the woods. God bless them, take you with you. They're your best friends. I'm sure they want to go. I know my pooches love camping just as much as I do. So as always, thank you for watching our videos. We appreciate the support so much. If you have tips and you had tricks, put them in the comment section below here. I'd love to read them, love to reply to them. Tell me what you think. Tell me something that I may have missed. Maybe you'll give me some new tips and I'll do a part 2 to this video. As always, if you like these videos, please give me a good like and also subscribe. Subscribers are great. And as always, thank you. Have a great day.